It's one of the best soups you'll ever eat. I'm no word of a lie. The very subtle flavour of the fennel coming through there with the creaminess and the parmesan dropping through the soup. It's amazing. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a fantastic tasty, it's very subtle tasting actually. We're making a fennel soup, a creamy fennel soup. You know, a lot of people are frightened of using fennel. They don't know what it is. So we are going to put it into a soup. We got some fennel, we got some leeks, we got a couple of potatoes, and we're going to chuck in some butter, rosemary, salt, the usual, a bit of stock. We're making, and obviously cream, we're making a creamy soup. Come on. Now fennel is not used very often. People take a look at that and they go, what the heck is it? You know, but it's fantastic. Really is fantastic. Now we don't want these stalks, so we can just do that. We want this bulb, but we don't want that end. Okay, what we do want is to take a couple of these fronds off here like this and put in a bowl for garnish. We're going to chuck a bit of that on at the end to go over our soup, our bowl of soup. Now these are small bulbs, okay? You know, you can get really big bulbs and that's absolutely fine, but we're just making a small pot of soup, so these are going to be enough. Just put that lot to one side. So we've got our fennel bulbs there. We're going to do no more than chop it. It doesn't matter how you chop it for this, we just want it chopped. So just nice and steady, chop through. Now the reason why it doesn't matter how we chop it, we're going to liquidize. We got some leeks. I've already cleaned and prepared. We don't want these ends, obviously. Now we do want a little bit of that green stalk on there, so it's nice and steady. We just want to slice them up. You don't have to go too thin, but you know, thin enough. We're going to saute these in a pan. We want to make it easy for ourselves, and that can just go in there with the fennel, to be honest, because they're going to be cooked together. And we just want to be dicing our potatoes. Just dice them up. Doesn't matter how big, how small. We're going to go in our pan. So just nice and steady, just chop through there like that. And that's our potatoes. It's a 2-pan job for me today, okay? You can use just 1 pan if you so wish. But I want to saute the veg in there and then chuck it in here to make the soup. It's a very straightforward sauteing on the veg. So we're making a soup. We're going in there with some butter. I'm also going in there with a little bit of olive oil. Now we want that melted. We want to turn it down and we want to chuck all our veg in there. Now we're going to give it a little bit of a stir fry, a bit of a sauteing in there. We don't want any colour. So we're going to keep it moving a little bit and we're just going to stir fry it gently, nice and gently, till it goes a little soft. Take about 5 to 7 minutes. So no hassle. Right, I'm going to go in there with a little bit of pepper. The pepper can cook in there with that. Got a little bit of pepper there, salt and pepper to taste, and I'm going to chuck in some rosemary salt. If you want to know how to make rosemary salt, there's a link on the channel right now. If not, just use regular salt. That's enough. Now you certainly have to be careful with the salt levels on this one if you're using a veg stock or chicken stock cube, and I'm using a veg stock cube. They always carry salt. Now you can herb this up with any herbs that you so wish. Italian herbs work really well, a little pinch. but we don't really need it. We're trying to make a nice mild flavoured soup, creamy soup. There we go, we've had about 5 minutes, that'll do for me. I'm going to take our pan and we're going to put our contents in that pan. In there with our stock. A little bit of a stir on there. Okay, bring it to the boil and then we want to simmer it for about 25 minutes. Then we're going to give it a liquidizing. Okay, I'm turning it down. We're going to simmer the soup for about 25 minutes with the lid on. We're going to keep coming along, taking the lid off. Give it a stir just in case some of this lovely veg has sunk to the bottom and is catching on the pan. Okay, that's enough time on there. Right, what we need to do now is give this a blending and then we put it back on to warm back up and put the cream in. And we'll take our stick blender and off we go. That is good enough for me. That goes back on the flame. Now with this type of soup you do not boil up the cream in there, you warm it through. So I'm going to go in there with about a cup of cream. I'm just going to give that a little stir through. Okay, we need to be serving that up. Okay, now the optional extra to this is a little bit of Parmesan, which is going to drop through the soup and give it that little bit of a cheesy flavour in there. And then we just want to go on there with a little bit of that. You know, you could drizzle on there a little bit of olive oil, but that is for taste. And that depends if you like it or not. And then you would end up with a posh soup like that. Okay, we're in on this delightful soup. Come on. There's no more to say. It is absolutely stunning. The Parmesan is just going under the surface of the soup. It's one of the best soups you'll ever eat. I'm no word of a lie. The very subtle flavour of the fennel coming through there with the creaminess and the Parmesan dropping through the soup. It's amazing. It is truly amazing. I mean, look, you can see the stringiness of the Parmesan coming through there. That is wonderful. And that little bit of olive oil on there, if you like olive oil, that turns that into a really Mediterranean type soup. It is delicious. There is absolutely no words for that. It is gorgeous. Well, there you go. If you like what we're doing, tell everybody about the Creamy Fennel Soup. So simple to make. It's delicious. If you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.